Guten Morgen, everybody. Guten Morgen, operator Starsky is joining the chat together with Sophia. Hello, everyone. Hello, Russo Jap and Tim Lawrence and Steve Alley, as always, and Michael and Patskuli. JG Hunter and Katya, hello, and Val Hermes and James and Google Man, Goldfingers, and everyone else. So good to see you, my friends. So good to see you. All right, we have so many updates. First of all, good morning, Sophia. How are you?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, by the way. We made it through another week. Yay.
Oh my God, it's a very very happy Friday, I would say, because we have so many happy news coming from the Terrorist Federation as well, and we will discuss them a lot. But not only Terrorist Federation, also Eastern Ukraine and everything else. Before we start, first of all, happy Halloween, everyone, everybody who celebrates. Do you celebrate, Sophia?
In a way, yes, I like it amusing. I find it amusing actually, this holiday.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And also, my good friend Max is celebrating his birthday today. Max, the flashback, my colleague from my brigades. You can wish him a happy birthday. Here we are during our very, very latest deployment together at the, oh my God, where was it? Chasiv Yar, that direction. And he made a picture when I was asleep and later shared it with me. Actually, it looked very, I would say, very disturbing. You know, like when you wake up and see like his face, his face next to you. Yeah, that was kind of creepy. Apparently, this is how I look when I die, right? But happy birthday to Max. Please don't forget to subscribe to his channel as well. Mirko, good morning. Welcome to the chat. So please don't forget to congratulate him and also subscribe to the Flashback channel on YouTube. You can find it in the search. All right, so let's jump into the updates. By the way, I've seen people in the chat already discussing like what's for the breakfast. So first of all, we have the burning power and heating station in Luhansk Oblast for breakfast. All right, that's yesterday. So suddenly something happened there, and electricity was cut off everywhere in the occupied territory in the Luhansk region. We have information about a rather Russian tanker that's stuck in the not far from Germany, as far as in the Baltic Sea. So this one was coming to India with approximately 40,000 tons of oil on board, and since 26th of October, it's basically just floating motionlessly. This one is in the Indian Ocean, actually, the Prometei, 40,000 tons of oil. And the tanker Furia, that is loaded with 730,000 barrels of Russian oil, is now basically chilling in the Baltic Sea near Germany. That is very, very interesting. Sophia, do you have any comments on that?
Only comments which I have is yeah, stop importing Russian oil and stop exporting cocaine. For us, it's like 40 tons, like every time somebody says something about 40 tons, it immediately reminds me of another 40 tons, okay, which had been stopped on board of the aircraft coming from Argentina to Russia.
Yeah.
Another 40, glorious 40 tons. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. White Wanderer in the chat asks if you have a sister.
I don't, sorry.
Sorry, sorry, my friend. Okay, so what else do we have? Tonight, a lot of strikes on the Russian power stations took place on the territory of the Terrorist Federation. Here, for example, we can see one of the strikes that took place in Oryol, at the city of Oryol. Have you been to Oryol, Sophia?
No, but I had a flatmate that was from Iowa, and trust me, nothing good is ever happening in that town.
Ah,
Bad,
that's
but it's still like, just
like Oryol, whatever.
yeah.
We can see one of the strikes that actually hit the Russian power and heating station there. So, according to the reports that we are receiving, Oryol not only lost the power but also heating and water. But I might be wrong though. Generally speaking, let me translate this for you, my dear friends. Vladimir. All right. In Vladimir, a huge fire started after the strike on the substation in this city. Also, Oryol. At least 3 explosions were heard. Another target that was hit tonight was oil refinery Slavneft in Yaroslavl. We don't know much details about this one. And also, the Russians are reporting that they allegedly shot down 130 Ukrainian drones launched tonight. But generally, when you look at the dynamics of those drone strikes, on the Russian targets there on the Russian territory, we can see that Ukraine is currently launching again more than 100 drones basically every night. All right, we can see that the number is growing, and if Russia considers that they are the only ones who can actually build, like 500 watching that level as well. The difference is that Russians are using very basic, very cheap, not really sophisticated drones. Some of them are, of course, some of them have something like Starlinks installed and shit like that. But we know that whatever technology Russia has at this point, like the strike drones, FPV drones, it wasn't actually built by Russians. For example, Shahid drones, right? FPV drones, they actually also snatched from Ukraine. And generally, what our Ukrainian developers are saying is that we are very, very good in terms of innovation, but Russia is very, very good in terms of scale. So, for example, when we design new system, for example, how to suppress Russian electronic warfare, or some new way of enlarging the range of FPV drones controlled with fiber optic cables. Immediately 2 weeks after that, Russians are building the same, but they are very good at scaling their production, which is basically one of the differences that we can see today. Sophia, do you have any friends who operate drones?
Yes, I do actually. They like call themselves pilots, but I have this new generation of pilots. They don't fly aircraft, they fly drones. Actually, that's very interesting. Sorry, I would like to say a few words on the tactics. Sorry, on the strategy of Ukraine. Okay. To be honest, I'm like really, really impressed. Okay, because if we're speaking marketing, okay, there are certain ways for the smaller companies, let's say, okay, to deal or to survive in terms of competing with the big ones. Okay, so for example, based on what Al Rice says, okay, there is a leader, okay, there is number two, and there is everyone else, okay, and in every case, a strategy will be different, okay, tactic will be different, everything will be different, okay. So number one, if they act like everyone else, they will end up everyone else, and vice versa. If like everyone else is trying to act like a leader, they will end up nowhere, because there are like certain strategy for certain way. Okay, obviously Ukraine is smaller than Russia. We know that. We knew that before, right? But like you say, it's not about power. It's not about scale anymore, right? What Ukraine does actually is the perfect example of the strategy of the partisan. That's so-called the partisan strategy. That's how Al Rice calls it. Okay, what it means? It's exactly hitting, like minor goals. They're minor targets, but making it in a way that make life of that region is like unbearable because of hitting that target. So like of course one of them is not going to make any difference, but we're talking about hundreds and good Ukrainian drones, and these are potential hundreds, yeah, of targets, hit targets. So it's potential like disarming, disabling certain parts of Russia, which is very, very good. Like keep it up, guys.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. We can see like one of the things that makes me actually very, very excited or inspired is, guys, you can refresh if you have a lag with the sound. Please refresh the stream. It will help. What makes me excited is, for example, watching deep parts of Russia hit, like far in Bashkortostan, Chelyabinsk. Holy fuck, where is Chelyabinsk? Oh my god! And
Do you know fun fact? Do you know fun fact? Silabe, Chelyabinsk, Silabe means a hole in Bashkirian language.
ah,
Yeah,
fuck, that's
yeah,
so cool.
yeah. So you can imagine how deep that place it really is.
That's so beautiful. Oh my God, I didn't know that. All right, all right. Larry, I have literally no idea why it's glitching. People have different results from refreshing. Let me try and use. Yeah, I'm already using like low quality stream, and my speed is actually, I would say, rather proper. So, guys, I don't know. Try refreshing. I hope that will help. Unfortunately, at this stage I cannot do anything to improve it. I'm very, very sorry. If we're talking about Chelyabinsk, I think it's a good idea to actually talk a bit about Russian cringe. In Ivanovskaya Oblast, a mother of a Russian soldier who died in Ukraine received a gas in her house. She basically traded her child that was sent to the Ukrainian soil for literally a pipe with gas. It was, I don't know, was it worth it? How do you think? Like, look at this.
It's not even luxury items. These are basic items that are essential to any human being living. This is your heat. This is okay. They're trading their children, okay, for something basic, not even luxury or not even for middle class, like something really, really basic. This is really sad.
Oh my God. Well, I don't know. Look at those happy parents. Finally, they will have.
Yay, I made it.
Holy shit! Is that like a wooden house?
There's a lot of them. Yeah. There's a lot of them over there.
Amazing, amazing renovation, by the way. Amazing renovation there inside. The interior looks absolutely fantastic. This is something that actually Tucker Carlson was supposed to show. All right. Like this is where he had to go instead of going, for example, to like French Ashan. All right. The question from It Wasn't Me, by the way, can she afford the gas though?
Good question, actually. Good question. But installing the gas and paying for gas like monthly is like there is real like a difference. But you are absolutely right. This is a good question. Look at this, look at these happy faces. Okay, like
I'm
I don't know.
I'm
Not sure actually.
Yeah, I'm absolutely impressed. Tucker Carlson actually had to develop this line. Like he was already turned into, this Soviet host on the TV when he was explaining about their subway station. He could literally turn himself into some fucking Dugin or Solovyov. He could be like, "Dear Americans, look at this happy mother. She has free gas. Gas was installed for free in her house. Putin is such an amazing guy, all right? He cares.
Praise him, yeah.
Yeah, he cares about his citizens so much. Yes, she doesn't. She doesn't look like she has an exquisite, an expensive apartment, though. Yes, I agree on that. Like, if you take a look at the windows, they don't even look like plastic. You know, we have plastic windows, for example, in barns where we keep cows and pigs in Ukraine, but this one doesn't. But Ukraine. But at the same time, those people are happy. They don't need wealth, all right? They are happy to live like they are, all right? They enjoy their life in Ust-Pizduysk, in Ivanovskaya Oblast. And by the way, dear Americans, so can you, right? We have to learn from Russians. So can you. You can also enjoy that stuff. By the way, Sophia, can you explain one episode to me, because I'm struggling, all right? So last year I reviewed a bunch of crazy videos of Russians literally recording themselves on the phones and nagging that the price for firewood is growing, and at the same time, like villages, we're talking like deep Russia, but at the same time, they're not allowed to gather the firewood in the forests. Why?
They are now. But that was the whole cringe. You got that absolutely right, actually. You are on the point of it, okay? On one hand, the government allowed legally, okay, to gather the fallen wood in the woods, yeah. So you cannot be prosecuted for that. But at the same time, when it was like a last year, you're absolutely right. We're in 2024. What fallen wood are we talking about? Like, why do we have to think about it?
Well,
That's
on
a whole
the
thing.
yeah, on the other hand, again, they can send their kids to the war and basically receive gas when they die. I mean, like,
Hmm.
this woman is actually, that's a success story. That's a Russian success story. Giving birth to his son wasn't in vain. Now she has a gas. She changed her son to a pipe. Another, I don't know. This one is like very dark Russian cringe, all right? Because according to Ura.ru, a dude who actually murdered and dismembered a woman and her child was released from prison to go to war. Alexander Gok, who murdered and dismembered 42-year-old Olga Soroka, went to war in Ukraine. All right. So it's not really concerning, like, guys, it's not really concerning in terms of what he will do to Ukrainians on the war, all right? Because there's a very, very big doubt that he will actually approach Ukrainian positions closer than 400 meters before becoming turned into a fertilizer by Ukrainian drone. But at the same time, I think his commanders should be concerned. I don't really see, for example, dudes literally sleeping next to him in the same tent, all right, somewhere in the training ground. That is fucking insane. Here we can see here we can see the title of this one. The dude looks a bit like Chikatilo, by the way.
Yeah, but he's not from Rostov. He's from Yekaterinburg Oblast, Sverdlovsk Oblast. Yeah, he's from Ural, basically. That
Yeah,
explains a lot.
yeah, Sirov. Oh my god, that is insane. Alexander. So, autumn 2024, according to the investigators, Olga, after the quarrel with her husband, she went to this gentleman. She went to his place, 10th of November. Basically, like almost a year ago, almost. They will be celebrating this amazing anniversary very soon, in just a week. So 1 year ago, they were drinking vodka. The boy was running around apartments. Alexander wanted to calm the boy down, but he pushed him. The boy fell down, hit his head, and died. And after that, the dude basically stabbed the woman, all right, his mother, who apparently was, like, protesting against him murdering her son. So he took her head, brought it to the forest, and threw away. So Russia is sending its heroes. Its heroes are going to the front lines. Oh my God. I don't know. Like, what's wrong with fucking decapitation shit? I don't know. Like, fucking Wagner, all right? Fucking 155th
Sure.
Russian Brigade. Like, the fuck is that shit?
Yeah. Sure.
Oh my God. So here we have some footage that emerged earlier, all right, earlier this year. Unfortunately, it's,
Oi, oi,
I
oi,
would
oi,
say,
oi, 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 oi,
yeah, a
oi.
bit gruesome.
Thank you.
So that is Bucha, all right? That is Russian atrocities in Bucha. Those are Russian heroes who were murdering people in Bucha. And it is reported that this very dude, Mazharin Veniamin, Russian colonel, who is actually responsible for murdering all those people in Bucha, all those civilians, kids, and everybody else. So in Kemerovo, he was eliminated. The Russian war criminal that you can see on your screens, yelling there behind the driving wheel, he was eliminated in Kemerovo for his crimes. What can I say? Well done, Ukrainian intelligence, Ukrainian special services will find them anywhere, all right, wherever they go. And generally speaking, like, Sophia, correct me if I'm wrong, but Russia is like the worst place to hide from responsibility, because first of all, we could see a lot of cases of Russian war criminals being eliminated using scooters, using whatever. Plus, also Russia eliminates its own war criminals using Windows, using Novichok and different suspicious tea and everything else. But besides that, one day, all right, one day after Russia collapses, whatever is remaining from it, there is a big chance, and I'm optimistic about it, all right, there is a big chance that eventually through generations, maybe faster, Russia becomes a democratic country that will be, recognizing authority of, for example, international crime courts, and all the facts that are hiding there and expect to, I don't know, meet their 80, 90 years old, I don't know, 70 years old, somewhere in Izbushka, in Sibir, they will be actually fucking taken from their beds, all right, brought to the stations. Like, there is a chance. It doesn't look like that today, but again, after this whole construction of the Russian evil empire is collapsed, and people from Yakutia, for example, received their independence, people from Bashkiria and everybody else. So there is a high chance that actually this might happen, all right? It's tiny. It's very, very tiny chance, but it's there.
You touched actually our very hope, okay? For those who are asking in comments, okay, what I think about all this and what I'm doing here, okay, let me tell you guys, okay? For me, Russia, think what you want, okay? But I'm just saying, like, what I think. Like, for me, Russia is another country on the map. No more, no less. Okay, that's how it's supposed to be. Everything else that we know about Russia, how notorious it is now, how like non-pleasant it is now, how bad it is now, we leave behind. Okay, Russia, ideally, in my opinion, okay, it's another country on the map. having borderline with Ukraine, maybe, maybe not. Okay, who knows? But like in general, this is just another country on the map. Without Putin, without again, without wars, without empire ambitions. Okay, nothing. Just another country on the map. That's how I ideally see it. So yeah, actually, and another thing. Sorry, let me bring your attention to the name of that hero. Yeah, which he doesn't have a Russian name actually. This name, what was his last name? Just to...
Oh my god. Just a second. Oh my god, I had it right here.
Veniamin,
Mazherin. Veniamin Mazherin.
Mazherin. I'm not sure who he might be, but definitely this is not a Russian, not a native Russian like last name. So yeah, we're talking about that. But anyway, regardless, anyway, he's just a product of the time, actually, unfortunately, and all the 70 years of making the population insensitive and insensible, yeah, to these bloody things which is happening is that's what you get. That's the result.
Yeah, yeah. So we also know that primarily Kadyrovite troops were involved into these massacres that took place there in Bucha. But again, not only the Kadyrovites, but also there were Russian paratroopers, there were remains of the Russian special forces, and primarily the Rosgvardia, the Russian Guard, that also involves the Kadyrovite troops. So those were primarily involved in this. I believe that the dude could be also related to those, but I gotta check it out. So let's check out some footage coming from beautiful Russian city of Oryol, right? With the sound.
Еще летят.
The dude says,
9 more.
Ебать, сейчас пизда будет. Сейчас будет просто конченая пизда. Как же я вовремя сейчас взял, блядь, ебаный телефон. Блядь, да ну нахуй. Да ну нахуй.
why do they curse so
Ой,
much?
блядь, как
You're
же
so
я вовремя
surprised, exactly.
взял
Why are you acting
телефон,
so surprised?
сука, ебучий случай. Как?
What happens?
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Oh, here again, holy shit.
Летит, сука.
That's what I don't understand. You know, it's like when bomb people, it's okay. They should be afraid. When people bomb them, what did we do?
Бля, не въебут
Exactly.
Nice. All right. Oh shit. That firework is impressive.
Пиздец.
Yeah, first of all, my advice to the Russian citizens right now, if you are lacking heating, all right, you should actually allow more Ukrainian drones to strike your targets, because you will have more opportunity to keep yourself warm, you and your families. You can, I don't know, dance, have beer, and enjoy the firework. And also, if I don't know, if they feel like they are missing something, they can always enjoy the hamster soup, like in that advertisement they were showing. So I think it's absolutely amazing. The Slavneft in Yaroslavl, Slavneft in Yaroslavl was also hit. Like, the fire was absolutely amazing, according to the updates, and we can see like how the tides are actually changing. It was really hard to imagine back in 2022, you know, when all the Russians were celebrating, yay, let's return. We returned Crimea, we will return Donbass, Kyiv, Odessa, and everything else, all the way to Lviv. And now they have to intercept more than 100 drones on the nightly basis, all right, and in multiple cases, again, as we can see from the footage, they are primarily intercept those drones with their refineries, with their power stations. That is absolutely crazy. That one was big. Oh my God. Sophia, I have a question. What do you think about Russia's readiness, all right, to withstand the winter? Because, for example, in Ukraine, we have, again, you saw it yourself, all right? We have plenty of invincibility points. We have plenty of different gas stations where people can go and charge their things and have warm coffee and get warmed and everything else. Are Russians prepared to that? Like, in your personal opinion, can they withstand the winter? And generally speaking, if they face such like blackouts, absent heating, and everything else, what will their reaction be to that?
A very good question, actually. Um, First of all, I really, really want to thank Ukrainian communal services and people who are involved in that because they have been doing that amazing job. Like Ukrainian power guys, like electricians, okay, Ukrainian trash takers, okay, guys, my thoughts and prayers go to you. Seriously, you are the best. Yeah, and in Russia, okay, they have slightly different situation, and some places, okay, might not even feel that they have been left without heating. Okay, we didn't have it before, so it's okay. No, I'm not because I'm like I'm joking, but in some places that's what it is. And regarding power, yes, that would be a big challenge to survive, definitely. Considering the scale of the land, right? We are here in some kind of dense area where population is dense, so we can congregate and we can actually deal with it. In Russia, it will be really, really different. Not sure how they're gonna deal with that, but they will have to do something definitely. And another thing, let me bring your attention in the fact, okay, that regardless of what Russian government says, regardless of what they, how they justify the choice of the targets, okay, I can be a witness that Russia strikes living quarters, okay, making it deliberately. Okay, because we see the coverage, we see the our targets that had been hit. Okay, and that fact that Ukraine is still trying to keep the face, to act like like a country, not like a terrorist. This is like a beyond not expectation, but this is beyond words.
Yeah, that's the thing. Of course, the main reason Russians are doing that is in order to stretch our air defense, like it's obvious. Mozo Block, good morning to beautiful Las Vegas. And Adrian and Gazer, MM93, and Cougar, hello, Mike, and Jason and Jean. So good to see you, my friends. Russians are doing that because they want to stretch Ukrainian air defenses. So basically, we have less protection, for example, for a military airfield, but we should also protect our houses because they deliberately strike malls, hospitals, kindergartens, and schools. Like it's already a factor, right? It's such a default, all right, for Russians. For Russian army that like even nobody even talks about that, but Ukrainians will now be more effective with their strikes because again previously the most reinforced, most protected sites on the Russian territory, they were basically refineries, right? They were putting nets around buildings. They were building like different metal constructions to protect those buildings, those facilities. Now the list of targets includes big variety of Russian power stations, heating stations, and Putin is trying to understand where to find more air defenses to protect them, because whatever he does, well, Russia is very big actually, and stretching all that air defense is absolutely impossible. For example, several days ago when there was this spectacular attack on Moscow, right, on Moscow city, the Russians were bragging in the social media that The very first air defense is enough to intercept all the Ukrainian drones flying at Moscow, but they were talking about drones flying already within the limits of the capital city of terror Russia. Like the very first air defense is located in the fucking Moscow downtown. Like it's not like in Ukraine where we have layers of air defense, and we can withstand 500 Russian drones and missiles at once. Like they were bragging about shooting down drones already flying over the Moscow city. So I think with growing number of targets and growing number of drones produced in Ukraine, we will see even more successful strike and even more cases of Russian air defense literally just failing to intercept those, I think. Good news coming from Moldova, all right. This one is actually very inspiring, and again, as we talked about Russia, that may one day, just turn into just another country, all right. So Ukrainian policemen discovered 654 terrorists from the Wagner and Redut group living in Moldova that actually fought against Ukraine. 11 Ukrainian nationals, because technically people, for example, from Donbass, they're Ukrainians, right? And also, so Ukrainian, 11 of those terrorists received documents, warrants, right? And 24 more citizens of Moldova who served in Wagner in Democratic Republic of Congo were also identified. So the hunt on the terrorists continues, which is something that I'm absolutely happy about, and we will see more of such cases. What was the name of that dude? Oh my God, from Rusich, the dude who was arrested, Jan Petrovsky, the dude, the dude who was arrested in Finland. The terrorists who join Russian so-called private military companies, they expect that they will just, go to Ukraine, fight a bit, kill some people, then they will just travel around Europe, go to Finland, go to Estonia, Italy, all right, have fun. But reality is absolutely different because, first of all, being a mercenary is prosecuted in multiple European countries. It's against the law, all right? And another thing is that Russia is already recognized as a terrorist regime since 2022. It's recognized by European countries, by the Parliamentary Assembly of European Union, and also it's recognized by Parliamentary Assembly of NATO. So basically, all the NATO members and all the European countries consider Russia a terrorist regime, and specifically people who fight in the Russian so-called private military companies, they are already considered criminals, all right, wherever you go. So basically the only place they can have fun at, I think, is probably like those amazing beaches of North Korea somewhere, or Iran, I don't know. But I don't really see a Nazi from Rusich actually going to Iran for obvious reasons.
Yeah, that would be nice, actually. Yeah, and that's a thing. People think that Wagner is some kind of French international legion, okay, where you can gloriously go and serve to the, I don't know, good of the people, all people apparently, and then come back a hero. Yeah, so it doesn't work like that with Wagner, alas.
Wagner is like, if Russia is ISIS, Wagner is like the worst of ISIS. That's fucking.
Yeah, but you can imagine people were so desperate. Actually, I heard a stories from my from my friends who still live in Rostov. Okay, specifically in Rostov. I'm not talking about the whole Russia. Okay, and in Rostov. Okay, The guys are so desperate. They were telling me, hey, when I heard that Wagner was like in the city, okay, I made myself like dressed up in a white short, okay, and get myself go get some flowers. So maybe we're gonna be liberated finally.
Fuck. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a joke, which is not really joke, you know.
That's
Yeah.
kind of funny and sad at the same time. So, according to Ukrainian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, that actually responded to Putin's advice to bring journalists to Pokrovsk, Myrnograd, and Kupiansk. The spokesman of Ukrainian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Georgy Tichy, actually said, I don't recommend journalists to trust any Putin's promises about so-called green corridors, all right? Because he says, I saw myself what those green corridors actually mean. For example, on 29th of August 2014 in Ilovaisk. Ilovaisk, that's basically the reason why I decided to join the Ukrainian military in 2014, because my friend was taken as a prisoner and he lost a lot of friends in the Russian Green Corridor in Ilovaisk. So I think a brilliant response to that shit, because whenever Putin promises green corridors, that basically means green corridors of death. Like you never trust them. Another footage coming from the National Police of Ukraine that revealed and identified the leaders and people responsible for expanding the military training camps for kids in the Donetsk Oblast, where Russians turned Ukrainian soldiers into basically future invaders. You can see Ukrainian kids. They're not only Ukrainian, they have such camps on the Russian territory as well. But Yun Armia, basically the Putin Jugend, all right, of today, they are training the children, including snatched Ukrainian children, and prepare them to become future Russian invaders. So one thing that is absolutely staggering here in this report is the fact that Russia has a reserve of approximately 2 million Ukrainian, like generally 2 million kids, including Ukrainian kids, that can be potentially turned and mobilized, all right, as they reach adulthood, mobilized into the Russian army. Why such a scale? What does it tell us? So basically it tells us that Russia is preparing for the upcoming war with Europe, maybe for the hot phase of the World War III, because the World War III is basically already going, right, with North Korea, China, I don't know, Iran, and Russia fighting against Ukraine and democratic world. So this actually indicates the very fact that Russia is not preparing for peace. It's not preparing for peace talks. Whatever he says is a bullshit, because Putin will not be just seizing those camps. Putin will not be shutting them down because, all right, kids, you were trained to take trenches, all right, but we don't need that anymore. Okay, now you can play with your dolls, right? I don't see that happening. Putin invests enormous money in literally preparing the kids, turning them into soldiers, teaching them tactics, teaching them how to operate drones, how to attack, and basically how to participate in those Russian meat assaults. All right, there we can see them marching. And by the way, majority of those kids, and we're talking millions of them, all right? We're not talking 10,000, we're talking millions of those young children, 7 years and starting 7 years and older, right? Majority of them will 100% sign the contract with the terrorist Ministry of Stolen Toilets. So that is something extremely disturbing, and according to the information that we have, the Russian structures actually involve millions of underage minors actually in preparing them as future Russian invaders, as terrorists, and official decisions that were adopted by the Russian government actually clarify all this structure as a mechanism for preparation future Russian conscripts,
That's the
professional
thing.
soldiers,
That's the thing. They
etc.
will fail, and that's exactly they will fail. Because just think about it. The big country, okay, but really, really big country. Country has needs, basic needs, advanced needs. Okay, it needs to be competitive in terms of technologies. It has to be competitive in many other ways. And like right now, we see like a structure is like they take money out of raw oil, right? They don't even refine it for exporting. They export really like a raw product and raw materials, source materials, and they buy out military technologies and military related things. Yeah, so basically that's the dynamics that we see right now. But you understand that Russia still contains people, right? That contains. So people need things. Yeah. So instead of developing those things, which will allow your own people, okay, even to live better, but to receive basic essentials, okay. Like they plan to spend money on something else, something which is not related to the wellness of the people, and that's the dynamic we see now. Considering these children camps, um, yes, it's scary, it's horrible, it's wrong, and that's why it's not gonna go far. Just because it's so wrong, okay? Because if like you cannot have this much of your expectations, okay, placed on the military side, because world is not like that anymore. World is global, right? And the if you want to survive, you need to cooperate with the neighbor countries, with all the countries, basically with the rest of the world. And what they're doing is a recipe for disaster. I know that this looks bad, actually. It is bad, but I believe in my personal, in my like my opinion, they will fail. That's exactly why they will fail.
Yeah, I agree on that. Generally, the country that is built on lies and bullshit and propaganda so much, it cannot last long, all right? The country that is built on military and given absolutely no shit about the welfare of the people cannot survive for long. And what we see nowadays, I can clearly see the Russia literally on its way to its inevitable demise. Considering the fact, first of all, that Russia effectively stalled in Ukraine for several years already, and they cannot do pretty much anything. Yeah, but the very fact that they decided to actually grow and educate millions of kids into Russian future invaders and future Russian terrorists, that is just something so evil, so like it's very hard to compare it to something. I don't know. Like
It is. But on the other hand, I'm sorry to cut you off. I just want to be like everyone to be clear on that, and that's exactly what indicates that they don't have a plan. If they had a plan, okay, they would say, okay, fine, we're taking new territories. What are we gonna do there? We need people there, okay, and they would have educated not only militants but also the engineers, okay, the plumbers, the electricians, or you name it. But what is the plan? Like, okay, you invade this territory, make it your own, and then what? Who is gonna live there? Who is gonna produce the power and heat and the trash taking, okay, and everything else to ensure to maintain people's life in those regions? Like if you don't have, like, you don't even think of it, and that indicates that they don't have a plan. All they have is the obsession, okay, with everyone else to be afraid of them. I'm not sure how it works. I'm not sure which level it happened, I'm not sure who or like like what people, who exactly, or maybe the group of people who is responsible for that, right? But the vision, you see, on the vision side, okay, they only see this far, right? They see that, okay, fine, we have to gather, collect children, congregate children. We need to brainwash them. We need to turn them into soldiers, like, oh, people potentially ready to become soldiers. But then what? Then and then what? And what will you do? And that's where their vision stops. They don't think of it because they don't have people of it. They don't. It's not in their paradigm, and that's again a recipe for disaster.
Absolutely, like Dugin says, rich life is not for Russian people, basically, all right? Welfare is not what we want to see. We want to see great motherland from Atlantic to Atlantic, and we don't need, we want to go to heaven, basically, what they're saying, which is fucking, like, it's copy-paste of ISIS idea, like, we want to go to heaven, we want to fight for Putin, we want to die and gloriously go to heaven because everybody else goes to hell, all right? And everybody's
Yeah,
like,
but
yeah.
but ISIS promised 42 Gurias. Don't forget about this. And these guys are not even promising that. What's the reason for me to die for Putin if there are no Gurias in heaven?
They have free vodka in the heaven, or I don't know, like window washing fluid, whatever. Okay, let's check out something else. All right. So Ukrainian Leopard tank actually ran over a Russian drone. It's a so-called Zhdun FPV waiting.
Thanks.
Yeah. Waiting FPV drone. Apparently, this drone was just, waiting there on the road, expecting some vehicles, and the operator of this drone got distracted. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he went out to take a dump, or I don't know, was like opening a bottle of toilet cleaning, fluid, and basically he missed the moment when Ukrainian Leopard tank approached and actually ran this drone over. Really cool. So that's very, very interesting. What else do we have? We have some very, very inspiring news coming from the cyber specialists of the Russian freedom fighters. Russian freedom fighters fighting in Ukraine against Russian invaders, not only using their weapons but also using their brain. And the cyber specialists of the Legion Freedom for Russia hacked the boat farm in Lubyanka worth $1 million. Let me translate this to you from Russian. So they found 300 accounts and pages that were used to zombify and brainwash people in different countries. At this point, those accounts are currently 100% controlled by the Cyber Legion. More than 500,000 subscribers had a chance to see the truth on those pages for the first time ever. And very, very soon, the Cyber Legion will publish the full list of the members of this institution that was running propaganda and coordinating this dead boat farm. So this is something absolutely amazing. The Russians, I believe, like earlier in 2000s, they were organizing in groups, hundreds of Russian hackers that, all the not conspiracy, but conspiracy. It's a different word.
It is still conspiration, yeah.
Yeah, so basically trying to hide their faces behind masks and saying like, Europe, you are fucked. So basically they are all there right now, and Cyber Legion is literally filtering the list, the very, very long list of people actually involved in this shit. So kudos to those guys. They are absolutely amazing, and frankly speaking, I'm so much impressed, all right, with what they're doing. So they are literally just just very, very good.
You can actually tell I'm watching this video catfish, and I'm watching this guy who 16 Leo who reviews this catfish TV shows, and you can tell how dangerous these bots could be, because like we know a lot of accounts, right, of marital frauds, of love frauds, of all kind of frauds, and you can imagine if these love frauds can trick people into sending them like thousands and thousands of money, okay, of dollars. You can imagine how dangerous they can be when they are politically charged, right? So you basically you don't know who you're talking to, and like immediately you can be like dragged into something that you would never expect. This is really, really very dangerous, and like that's why like I celebrate when these bots are gonna like brought down, because this is good.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 years ago, there were several bots actually, several scammers actually impersonating my pages on Instagram. Every other day, there's a dude creating the page with like the same user picture and everything else, and in the comments they go like, "Hey, you are winning an iPhone, all right?" It's like under my videos. Connect with me using this number. They give like some number based in the United States, or I don't know, India, for example, and this is how people are getting scammed. I called. There was this woman. I actually texted her from a different account. She was collecting money for drones, all right, for our guys fighting in Bakhmut, and she literally copy pasted everything from my Instagram. I'm not sure if she's still running it. Yeah, but I even asked her to send me a voice message, and she was like, "Hello." Wow, that was cringy. I actually talked to another guy literally 2 years ago. There was a guy. I added him on a Telegram channel, and he had my profile picture, everything else, and we started talking, and I'm like, "Don't you ask yourself why do we have the same profile picture, all right, in Telegram?" So I don't know if he asked me like, "Who are you?" So I call him, and the dude, judging from his accent, I think he was either Indian or Bangladeshi or something like that. Yeah, so after having a laugh and after informing him that I'm actually reporting everything to the Interpol straight, the dude immediately changed his profile name and profile picture, and currently he's scamming as some basketball player. So operator Starsky immediately turned into a basketball player dude. That was such a transformation, you know, like in Ukraine they say перевзувся, you know, changed shoes like that instantly. It was really cool. So we have some more footage coming from Oryol. All right, so the citizens of Oryol.
Hungarians attacked Oryol? That's what it says.
Yeah, well, Hungarians. Yeah, basically Hungarians.
Oh, okay.
Let them be Hungarians, all right? So they're saying that Oryol is still burning, and they have no heating there, all right? So the heating was lost. And this one comes from Yaroslavl. Oh my god, I love those sounds. That was fucking loud, I agree. I'm very, very sorry, my dear friends. So yeah, that is something very inspiring, and here you can see the remains of those drones. Don't touch the moving surface, it's written in Ukrainian, which I don't know, I think Russian citizens may consider a greeting with the Halloween. Oh my god. Anyways, so they report that there are a lot of explosions heard in the area of this Russian oil refinery, And there were a lot of videos already received by different monitoring channels showcasing those amazing explosions and fireworks, making Russian citizens extremely happy because it's Halloween, all right, the Halloween that they will not forget. And to basically sum it up, here we can see that is Irpin, by the way. That's Ukrainian citizens preparing to celebrate the Halloween. Holy fuck! Like if I saw that walking in the park. You would
I
see
would
me.
cheat with bricks. I would cheat
Yeah,
out the whole brick plant.
I would shit with bricks too, and you know, while the bricks are falling down, they also shit with tinier bricks that also fall down. You would see me sitting that on that tree, like very, very high. Oh, that's so cool. But by the way, I think I recognize the place even. That's Irpin. I actually used to live not far from there. How cool is that?
Okay. Yeah, they're just super cool. Oh, in chat, Miss Sophie says hello. Hello, Miss Sophie.
Yay! So it was a small compilation for today, my dear friends. I think now we can talk a bit about food. It's time. Per haggling Halloween party in Russia goes kaboom. Absolutely. I can confirm that the party was a blast, 100%. Sophie says, Arachnid Terrier.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh my God, Ellie, I'm so sorry. Ellie ran away from Ellie exited the chat immediately. So me and Ellie, our moderator, we share the same love, towards spiders. All right, like I can joke about spiders, but it doesn't mean that I can just ignore their presence in my life. Actually, I have a very, very big one. I noticed like right under my bed, and I cannot do anything to him because the fucker is faster. Anyways, what did you have on breakfast today? We're switching to the main topic of today's update.
Oh, today for me it's just coffee again, but I know your tradition now by now, so I will be prepared. For me, actually, I have another cottage cottage cheese pie. You can put it like that,
Ah,
is waiting for me. Yeah, yeah. We have a guy who cooks for us, and since we work remotely, so it's not like, and I personally I don't have a urge to cook, at least at this point of time. And we have like a ready-made food delivered to us. It's not from a restaurant or cafe. It's like from the guy who cooks for us, and yeah, that's what you got.
oh my God, that's so cool. Cottage cheesecake or cottage cheese pie. That is something I miss so much. Literally, I finished all my pancakes with jam. They were just so delicious. One thing that I'm trying to understand, for example, I can see that the strikes on the Russian heating power stations, all right, because basically every city, every town has one. Strikes on those, they look very much systematized. I'm not really sure what to what to conclude out of this, but they don't look accidental. I think that the targets are picked very, very much specifically. And I'm trying to understand like what's the bigger picture. Maybe we'll see it more clearly closer to this winter. But again, one thing that baffles me is how exactly will the Russian population in the cities react, for example, to having no... Like, I understand people in Kolyma, all right? People in Kolyma never had heating, they don't give a fuck. But people in, I don't know, Omsk, whatever, Yaroslavl, what will they thought be?
Very good questions. Actually, I'll give you a total conspiracy. Okay, again, we're here spreading rumors, yeah, and saying gossips. Yeah, so basically, my friends from Rostov, okay, they are absolutely convinced that, let's say, at least a few of the allegedly okay, at Ukrainian attacks, drone attacks in Rostov itself were conducted by government, Russian government, because it's the same reason you just mentioned. Okay, because like Ukrainian attacks are systematized, they're systematic and they're systematized. Yeah, we, but we from here, yeah, we from here don't see like a random targets hit. Yeah, but when the citizens see something that does not add up in the picture, okay, for example, when some, I don't know, minor like unknown, yeah, drone, unknown nationality, strikes building, let's say living quarters, but not to destroy the building, yeah, not in order to hit but just in order to hit it, to mark it, make its presence known. Yeah, that's when people, like sane people, all from both sides of the border, starting to think why, yeah, like it was different before, now it's not like that, of what changed. So they themselves suspect that some of the attacks were conducted by Russian government. So you can't tell, and that is that is asked to answer your question, basically how they will react. They are fucking terrified. Because Ukrainians, yeah, like strike them, and then someone else strike them.
I believe that they will do exactly what the motoblog says there in the chat. They will be playing hockey in their apartments, which is again is something very good, like physical activities. It's always amazing. And Croupier asks Starsky and Sophia, do you guys like or love kvashena kapusta? I need to know.
Look, he actually asks very, very good questions. I've been seeing this guy or a girl, I'm sorry, like through the chat actually, and your questions are really clever actually. But regarding question kapusta, sour cabbage, there is something called bigas. Yeah, yeah, and that's what I absolutely love. Again, I'm from south of Russia. This place is a little different from the rest of Russia, and basically like that's what keeps us, under the idea that we are not like really Russian. Now it's a fashionable topic to say, a fashionable thing to say, but in general, yeah, like Rostov region has always been like a little different from the rest of Russia. It's like we say it's like a post-Ukraine, yeah, and whatever you know about Ukraine would be applicable to Rostov region as well, to the south of Russia in general. So yeah, we like Kvashina Kapusta, we like bigas, we like all these things, which is this is a pan-Slavic things, which you could say, all this favorite food, and yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah, so I have this right here. You see, that is Polish actually. Yeah, kapusta kiszona. So this is what they sell in the Polish stores. All right. In Ukraine, we have basically the same. It tastes absolutely the same. It's also pickled. My God, it just tastes so good. I will literally like munch everything right now. But in Ukraine, we also add sunflower oil to the kvashena kapusta because it tastes better for some reason. And that is, yeah, vintage mom Starsky gone to raid the fridge. Yeah, I have something to show you. I have like Polish pierogi, which, by the way, for some reason, for some unexplainable reason, they call Ruski. All right.
So pierogi, it's a Russian word, okay, and it has been migrating for like all the adjacent languages. Finnish language has it, Polish language, like you say, has it. It's from like ancient times, but that's how like cultures, right? Like they integrate each other. That's bad about it, right? This is like a historical process, but you can see it in small things.
Yeah, and like this specific type of pierogi are called ruski because they come with cheese, onion, and potato, and generally they're not bad. Yeah, like I enjoy them. I like meat, all right, as Iranians say, gusht, but these like with potato, they're just so good when you just add a bit of onions, like fry them on the frying pan and just drop everything on top, and then like drop a lot of smetana on it, the sour cream. Oh my God. Oh, that is so nice. What is your favorite stuff to eat in Kiev?
In Kiev, or Kiev, actually, Ukraine in general, and Kiev in particular, have a lot of good food. Okay, I'm in heaven here. Seriously, like all around the world, it's very, very difficult to find a decent cuisine. I know how it sounds, like that's the reality, right? And that's partially because, like, Indians, when they come to Paris, they come, go looking for the Indian restaurant. At least they know the food will be familiar, because the rest of the result is really unpredictable. I was at first laughing at them, but then I realized that, hey, this is actually okay. If you're traveling with a family with a lot of kids, actually, this is the safest choice actually to have. And in Kiev, it's a really, really good, okay, because like food's generally good. It's the amount of food is generous, okay, and even considering it's a wartime, we still have a good food. I love Ukrainian cuisine, like, because I grew up on it. Yeah, my ancestors are from Ukraine, basically, and because of the Great Hunger, that's why we ended up in south of Russia, basically. But generally, yeah, it's very good. Like all of it. I don't like Japanese food in Kiev, but that's just me. It doesn't mean it's like bad or good. Like there are like different price ranges, and of course, at some point, it will be good. It has to be good. But on the general level, Ukrainian food is good, and all this fusion Ukrainian is also good.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. By the way, same feeling about Lebanese food. Like I try to like what is special about this cuisine. I'm still trying to understand. Not saying it's bad because they have a bunch of different things like rolls and stuff. They taste fine, all right. But I would not compare it, for example, to Mexican cuisine like burritos and everything else. Well, again, it depends on the taste. I became a big fan of Persian cuisine because, oh my god, kubide kebab with like rice and grilled tomato, that stuff tastes very, very, very in a special way. It doesn't taste like anything else, all right? Like the way they cook it with saffron is absolutely amazing. We have several commentaries. Sir Garrick says, try cow salad.
Thanks a lot.
I will not do that because I feel very suspicious towards German pickles, all right? Because, for example, they pickle cucumbers and they add sugar. So I
That's the curse of Eastern Europe, I would say, because I noticed that in Doha, like in the Middle East, things are very, very sweet. They're like over sweetened to that taste, just because they like it this way. In Eastern Europe, it's better, but again, the receptors of people are like absolutely smashed. I don't understand like why it's so sweet everywhere. Yeah, and it lacks. Sourness and the spiciness as well. That's generally the general concern.
Yeah. So every time, like I bought several types of different cucumbers in Germany, and my lady had to eat everything because, like, she doesn't like to throw the food away. Yeah, but now I feel suspicious. It's like when you're in the grocery store in like Netto somewhere or Kaufland, and like you're craving those pickles so much, and then you take the jar, and then you come home and open it, and they are sweet, and immediately you can see this smiley German face saying, "Haha,
It's
genau,
disappointment.
yeah, surprise." So we have another one from Bandage Brittany who asks, "What's the difference of Polish and Ukrainian pierogi?" Basically, just the name, vareniki. That's basically it. Um,
And maybe they do some different fillings. This is it.
I
No? Okay.
I compared Polish and Ukrainian ones. So in Poland they have pierogi that are both boiled and steam cooked. In Ukraine we also have both.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Ukraine we also have both boiled and steam cooked. It literally depends on how you make them because cherry filling here and there, berry filling here and there, apple filling. So just the name, I think, literally, even the very way they, for example, they cook the pierogi with With meat and stuff like that, with meat, potato, they add a lot of those fried onions on top of it. Basically the same as in Ukraine. The only difference is that in Ukraine we eat them with sour cream, because in Ukraine you eat everything with sour cream. This is something that makes us Ukrainian, right? Um,
Yeah. Did you know that German dumplings were actually sweet? I watched the historical video the other day from Max Miller, and they said that the favorite food of some German king were actually dumplings, but dumplings with apricots. So they made it like a dessert, the same way I assume, we make these dumplings with cherries, right? But they look like a little different. For us, it's like a small like halushkas, yeah, small pieces of meat. Yeah, for them it's like two, three pieces, okay, but with the sauce, with everything else, so it's a little different. Yeah, but yeah, like this, they have them to boil. But you mentioned like a boiled and baked. Okay, there is a technology, like they make bagels, for example. This is like I heard this came from ancient Egypt. The technology when they boil this loaf and then they cook it, like they bake it, and that's how bagels are being made.
that's interesting.
Mm.
That's hard to imagine, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
interesting. Rick the Ukrainian, hello brother, hello, welcome to the chat. So it's been a while actually. It's very very good to see you. Um, we wait. One day Starsky International cookbook, Jenny. It will be Starsky International eat book, because yeah, I agree, like cooking is good and everything else, but I prefer eating than cooking. It will not be cooking with Starsky.
In the chapter in that book, I can imagine chapter in the book, Mr. Starsky will be okay. Today we're gonna be eating like a steak with mashed potatoes, but since I feel lazy to cook, we're gonna be describing the way they serve it in the Fridays TGI, for example.
I have even better business plan actually. So after the war is finished, I swear I will do it. I will make a new show on a YouTube called Eating with Starsky, and I will be literally traveling around the world discovering different cuisine, and I will be visiting all the friends there in the chat, and we'll be cooking something and eating, of course. And it will be so cool. It will be better than Smack with Andrei Makarevich. I shit you not. Um,
With Gordon Ramsay.
yeah, it was an interesting show, by the way. I never tried a true Ukrainian borscht or salo, says Jason. You have to try 100%. So the proper way to try Ukrainian salo is, of course, with pickles, with garlic, with black bread only, or onion. All right, so you can choose either garlic or onion. You gotta have pickles. I'm sorry, I'm choking, I'm salivating like crazy. And also, it's very good to have with something strong, all right, because sal is very fat, and when you consume like strong alcohol, it's very, very, very beneficial, all right, to eat something like sal. As for the borscht, oh my god, I don't know even what to say, because every Ukrainian region has its very, very own way of cooking borscht. And not only the classical Ukrainian borscht, the red one, but also the green one. So if you want to go like extra exquisite or extra I don't know, like if you want to discover something absolutely new, you gotta try the green borscht. The green borscht. Do you like the green borscht, Sophia?
Oh no, 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 no. This is some kind of I apologize. This is my mere personal opinion, but this to me it's some kind of cadaver. Seriously, it's like a so it's like a mutant of a borscht. I heard I read a lot like a big article in the Ukrainian magazine about borscht and about origin of borscht, because every region basically, and we also in Rostov we make it differently, yeah, and uh, and sees that this part is also a part of like pan Ukrainian culture, you can say so, yeah. And they're like various types with the fish, okay, with the cherries, with and without tomatoes. Like I guess the green one, yeah, as well. But this is Oh, that's right.
Green borscht, I fucking love it. It's just so good. It goes with shovel. Shovel. Oh my god, shovel.
Yes.
I can literally let me out somewhere in the field. I will find shovel. I will start like eating it like a goat. Seriously, I don't care. I just love it so much. And also they throw everything I love in the green borscht. They throw, for example, boiled eggs. I fucking love boiled eggs. The shovel. What else? Smetana, of course, the sour cream. You should only eat borscht, whatever it is, like green or red, only with sour cream. And what makes Ukrainian borscht special is that when it's cooked, when it's hot, it tastes one way. Then you add sour cream, it changes its taste completely. Then when it cools down, you put it in the fridge, for example, right? You take it out, it tastes absolutely differently, all right? And then you eat it cold, you add sour cream, and it acquires a different taste. So it has four tastes actually. It's like the same dish, but it tastes differently depending on sour cream and depending on the temperature, which is something that I cannot understand still. Motoblog says borscht, black bread, salo, and green onion. That is just so good. Sometimes you can also substitute, like I like to go hotter, so I like to substitute, for example, onion with garlic. All right, and that just tastes so nice. Oh my god. Okay, what else do we have? Nothing wrong with sour cream, 100%, my friends. Pusata Hata, by the way. Do you like
Pusata
Pusata Hata?
Hata. That was my first love actually when I came to Ukraine, like in now in back in 2015. Yeah, and I've fallen in love with that. Seriously, that was like because it was like relatively cheap. I used to come from Doha, not from Russia, so you can imagine compared to Doha prices, okay, Puzata Hata is the winner of the winner. Okay, and you cannot compare like the Ukrainian food, like all the warmth of Ukrainian food. Okay, for me personally, for me, right, with anything else in the world. So it was like such a contrast with experience with Doha experience, and yeah, absolutely amazing. I still love it. I'm still in love with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the craziest thing about Pusata Hata, guys, if you want to try Ukrainian cuisine, you can easily go to Pusata Hata, have borscht, have solyanka, have anything, vareniki, whatever you like, fried potatoes, the way we cook them, right? So, Pusata Hata is actually a restaurant of Ukrainian cuisine for real, and it tastes like homemade. So, the craziest fact about Pusata Hata is that in Ukraine they position themselves as fast food. All right. In Ukraine, they are considered fast food because why? Well, because it tastes like homemade, you know. Ukrainians, well, for a reason, all right, because we went through Holodomor, like your ancestors, Sophia, like we all did. We have this psychological trauma, all right. But this psychological trauma resulted in us being actually very spoiled in terms of food because we don't just want food. We want food now, fast, and we want it to be perfect, all right. And Pusata Hata, a lot of Ukrainians actually go there because it's cheap, it tastes like homemade, all right? A lot of Ukrainians also don't really go to Pusata Hata, they go like, well, let's have sushi, for example, you know, or like, let's have, I don't know, let's have pizza, because whatever you eat in Pusata Hata, like over there, for example, on your pictures, that's exactly what we cook at homes, all right? Here, what we can see here. Here we can see not nalisniki, oh my god, mlinti, we can see crepes, all right? We can see a bunch of salads. This one, to me, it's very hard to tell from those pixels, but to me this one looks like garlic egg, all right, and something like that. This one to me looks like, I don't know, something with greenery. This is definitely a so-called summer salad. Tomatoes and cucumbers, and of course you have buckwheat. I literally have a big pack of buckwheat sitting in my fridge at this very moment, right? And here you can see obviously borscht. This on top of it, this can be either borscht or solyanka, either or. These two are most probably either compote or uzvar, right? They're made out of berries and fruits. And this to me looks like, again, judging from those pixels, hard to tell, but to me it looks like Ukrainian baked potato. It's not even fried potato, it's baked potato. So that's generally what you can receive in Puzata Hata. You will find whatever Ukrainians eat at home. And that is, by the way, one of the rules. For example, when you go, that is beetroot, all right? That's something that looks like chicken Kyiv, by the way.
Oh, this is chicken Kyiv, exactly.
Yeah. Beer, of course, because in Puzata Hata you can buy beer as well. And Krupia, thank you so much for this advice, by the way, because I completely forgot about this one. We have Puzata Hata and Домашняя Кухня, actually two different franchises that actually taste more or less the same. And in Ukraine, when you want to experience Ukrainian cuisine, for example, of course, the best thing to do, all right, is find a Ukrainian friend, preferably with family, all right, visit him, all right, like literally force him to accept you as a guest, all right, literally go like, dude, I want to eat at your home, I don't give a fuck. Most Ukrainians will definitely be like, let's go, all right. And go to his place or her place and literally enjoy Ukrainian cuisine, because Ukrainian cuisine is the best only at home. That's what we eat at home. And another thing that you can do, you can just literally go to Puzata Hata, like this one that you can see on your screens, and just have so much fun. Like here, for example, we have deruni. All right, immediately I can recognize deruni even with my eyes closed. There we have salo, we have pepper, we have bacon, and of course a lot of onion. We have this to me looks like meat. All right, hard to tell.
Like curry, actually. Correct me if I'm, but this looks like curry.
It looks like curry, but in Puzata Hata, I don't remember if we have it actually. We have, oh my god, I'm drooling again. We have like meat with this pidlivka, with the sauce, all right? Of course, Ukrainian borscht.
Gravy, yeah.
Yeah. Ukrainian borscht that you can easily recognize, green peas and smetana, the sour cream. This one is called kovbasa domashnya, the homemade sausage. You can actually buy it in Ukrainian stores anywhere. So this stuff may be consumed cold, may be consumed hot, may be consumed fried. It doesn't matter. You can just drop it on the frying pan, or you can eat it straight away. This one is I can tell you what it is. It's овочі в глечику, or so-called печення в глечику. That is literally meat and potato in the pot, all right? This one looks like omelette to me, and this is, oh my god, Sophia, I know that you love this one. So this is mashed potato with cutlets.
Yeah, these are nice.
Everyone loves everyone loves mashed potato with cutlets. And even cooler than that, here, for example, I cannot show you more of the... maybe I can. Oh, yes, I can. Jesus Christ. So, this is holubtsi cabbage rolls, all right? And they come with meat, rice... All right, they're filled with meat and rice inside. But my mom used to cook holubtsi with buckwheat. So actually you can see like all that goodness, all right, on your screen. she used to cook them with a bit of rice and a lot of buckwheat and a lot of meat. And now imagine, you take that butter knife, you cut it in half, and then you put it on a fork and you like roll it in that red amazing tomato sauce on the plate, and then you're just like munching on them like crazy. That stuff is just so good. I can even like feel its smell right now. All right, Rick the Ukrainian, I have to eat now. We all do, brother. Like seriously, I didn't even have breakfast. You gotta eat a lot, by the way, Rick, because you gotta add more mass. All right, I will play a bit of Ukrainian babusia for you. You gotta eat more. All right, we gotta take more care of you. So, Puzata Hata, again, Rick, if you can, please confirm in the chat that Puzata Hata actually rocks big time. And of course, like shashlik and everything else, we also have that. Jason Coley, that's operator starving. So we have shashlik and everything else. Shashlik is actually very, very, very widespread in our part of the world. It's widespread everywhere, from Caucasus to Belarus, maybe Poland as well. Everybody eats shashlik, like in Eastern Europe, Eastern Ukraine. In Eastern Europe, everybody likes shashlik and luля kebab. Actually, luля kebab is also not bad. So what else? Well, let me just close this one because I'm gonna choke right away. Rick the Ukrainian says, I started taking protein cocktails lately to gain weight. Absolutely. You can also, you gotta work out a lot if you're taking protein cocktails. So they taste well, I agree, but you should also take gainers, actually. Gainers is literally like protein cocktails, but they add a fuckload of carbs to it. So it makes like the fat not just go away, out of your body like the next morning, but literally stay in your body. You will grow big ass. You will throw plenty of cellulite on your rear. And and also in the Eastern Ukraine, we love shashlik. We love shashlik everywhere. The proper one, it's just so amazing. Sarah says, have some nuts, lots of calories and good for you. Yeah, nuts are very, very good. They're bad for teeth, but good for everything else. And Rick also works out. Guys, something I should tell you, all right? So the other day, Mirko, I don't know if Mirko is still in the chat. Maybe he's listening to us and working at the same time. So the other day, Mirko returned from a hospital with like a broken leg. And the reason he broke his leg was because he did 1,000 jumps on a jumping rope, all right? So he decided to, first of all, he decided to run, to like jog. And then he decided to work out with jumping rope, and he broke his leg after making 1,000 jumps. Even me with all my experience of running with like tens of kilograms of equipment on you through a forest like a madman. I would not risk of doing that because that's freaking reckless, and it requires a lot of guts. And here he says, I can do even more. I have no doubt, brother. I know that you can. But please don't, all right? Please don't. I need somebody to eat sushi with, all right, after the victory. So please save yourself. I don't know. I would not do that myself because I'm a 40-year-old fart. I know I will break, all right? I know I will break, but Miroslav has a bit more adventurousness inside him. Oh, Jesus. Shashlik is a grilled pork or lamb or chicken marinated before grilling. Yeah. I don't know about beef shashlik though. Do you know if there's a beef shashlik, Sophia?
Yeah. When I was in Doha, actually, I was exposed to all kinds of Arabic food, including all this grilled meat. Uh, that's what they basically call it, like a mixed grill, or they have beef. Yeah, they make shaflik out of beef. I think they call it like barbecue, mixed barbecue, something like that. That's come on. Yeah, and they serve it with pickles. Yeah, they don't serve it with mashed potato or with potato at all. Yeah, that's their specialty basically. Some basic bread, non-yeast bread, and these pickles. That's
Yeah.
the Middle Eastern food is all about.
Yeah, I discovered some really, really good pickles. You know, when before I discovered the Polish pickles, all right, like the proper pickles, I had this craving, and I was literally crawling around German stores trying to find some really good ones. And eventually, I got into an Arabic store, and they have a lot of Arabic stuff and also a lot of Turkish stuff. And there, I literally discovered a bunch of tiny pickles, like cornichons, you know, Turkish pickles. They call them salad something, and like they are good. They can compare. Like they can definitely compare to proper pickles, all right. But when you take a look at Polish pickles, they always go like this jar is stuffed with garlic, with horseradish, with all the necessary components that make them just taste so special, so specially. Google man, in Germany, Oma's Gurken are very good pickles. I will try for you, my friend. I will risk this time. All right, I will try them because the way Germans add sugar to them, it cannot combine with my way of mentality. All right, like you just don't do that in Ukraine. And also, one thing, by the way, Sophia, one thing that I discovered about Germany, like when you want to buy something very good quality and very cheap, usually you go to bazaar, right? Like you want freshest meat possible, fresher than in any supermarket. You want it to be cheaper than in supermarket. You go to bazaar, you buy whatever, like veggies, meat, fish, anything. So in Germany, it's the other way around, because in Germany there's a lot of farmers, or for example, people who grow stuff basically for fun, all right, and they grow bio things like bio veggies, bio tomatoes, and everything else. So they look amazing, they taste amazing, they cost amazing, and basically people. This is the way of spending time, for example. It's not like you're going there to buy something good and cheap. It's like the way of spending time exquisitely, all right? You go to bazaar with your friends and you might be, I don't know, very, very hungry that moment. And when you see all that stuff, you don't care if, for example, 1 gram of tomatoes costs like €4, all right? 100 gram of tomato, 120 hryvnias, or something like that.
So the average tomato is like around 150 gram, let's say in average, right? So
No, that's only on bazaar. Usually the prices are the same as in Ukraine, just a bit more expensive. So, for example, when you're buying a kilogram of tomatoes, you're paying, like, depending on the type and everything else, that might be from 99 cents to €2 for like a kilogram or half kilogram. That, like, the prices may vary. But when you go to bazaar, 100 gram of tomatoes, 160 hryvnias for this very stuff. Maybe more, maybe like €6, all right, per 100 gram. That is something absolutely unexpected that I noticed in Germany. But again, it's so cool to discover. And we went there again. I'm drooling like a bitch here. We went there with my friends, with Angelika Bayer, with my lady, and we had like the freshest sushi possible. Oh my God, I felt like it was heaven because I love sushi. For example, I go to places like Kaufland. I buy fresh sushi because they cook them right there. But still, they kind of taste like standard ones. All right. Yeah, one tomato, $0.33. Something like that. So that one was like it's in front of you. They literally take the fish. They say like fish die. Fish goes. They like slice it and make sushi, and they're like they're so fresh. They were just swimming. All right, just a minute ago. And when I was full, Angelica said, "All right, we can have fun ourselves because they're not big fans of sushi." So immediately after that, we went straight to the Georgian restaurant and had harcho hinkali, sulhuni cheese, and like all sorts of stuff. Oh my god! And it was I was already full, and then I'm in Georgian restaurant. In Georgian restaurant, you have to eat; it's a must. So I literally fit in my car when we were going home. That was so insane. By the way, do you often go to Georgian restaurants?
It happens, yeah, it happens. And you just said that in Georgian restaurant you have to eat, like no options. I used to work with Azerbaijan Airlines, Azal, so called, and these guys were amazing. You know that airport staff is like, some people like, when they come to airport, they like airline staff, yeah, they consider airport staff to be undernourished. It's very nice. I mean, it's very sweet of them, yeah. And because we're like, they are all the time exposed to the sun and to the all this horrible weather that might occur outside, yeah. So when we come in and they're like, "Oh, I'm hungry. Guys, are you hungry?" And I was like, it was a 2nd January. I was feeling so bad, I couldn't even eat. And then the flight attendant say, "Oh, okay. Oh, you're not hungry this time. Okay, then you can just enjoy our tray." And she gave me this many food, but without the hot meal. And I was like, "See, no options."
Ryan Merrill says that's pretty reasonable for organic produce. Absolutely. Just a big difference that you see, for example, between like Western European and Eastern European approach to this matter, all right? Because in Ukraine, for example, you go to bazaar to get something cheap, all right? So you can see, for example, plenty of babusias trading with other babusias at bazaar. Like babusia takes her stuff from the orchard that she has and grows like cucumbers, for example, and she brings it to bazaar to sell. Basically the same stuff, only babusa takes not like €6, but like 6 cents, all right, for those tomatoes. And that's the whole point of having bazaar in Ukraine. That's a place where you buy something extremely fresh, extremely organic, that was grown, all right, in the backyard in some village, and you can have it there. It works like that. In Germany, again, I understand their approach because that's organic food specifically prepared by people who care, all right. But Ukrainian babusa at German bazaar would feel very inconvenient, all right, with the prices. At the same time, German person in Ukrainian bazaar would probably feel like in heaven because they're like everything is organic, everything is like freshest and extremely cheap. Because for example, if you want to sell your stuff or if you want to do it like business, all right, 24/7, if you want to organize your very own kiosk somewhere of veggies, you have to go through bureaucracy, and eventually you will probably not receive more than if you were selling it at bazaar, but you would evade a lot of like butt hurt, all right? So in the bazaar, you can just sell whatever. Wait. What's the most popular vegetable in Ukraine? Potato?
Potato, yeah, I would say so.
Beetroot?
Mm-hmm.
Potato, beetroot, yeah. And of course, cucumbers and tomatoes, everybody loves them. Do you guys like fresh oysters? Do you like oysters, Sophia?
Yes, yes, I do. I like everything that has to be eaten. Seriously, I mean, fresh. I prefer to imagine they are not alive at the moment of being eaten by me. But
Who
yeah, all in
knows?
all, I like, I like everything sour. So if you put a lemon on it, on anything, okay, I can eat it.
Oh
Delicious.
my god. Yeah, I think that you're going to Chernomorka often. Oh my god, that's like one of my favorite places in Kiev. Chernomorka is like a franchise of restaurants where you can enjoy all sorts of seafood, oysters of different types. Wait a second, I can show it
Yeah, yeah.
right instead
Just
of
show me.
yeah, Kyiv, Chornomorka. When you go to Kiev and you go to one of those, all right, this one is, for example, I believe in Kharkivsky district. I might be wrong, but I think it's like in Kharkivsky district. Or that was like two-story. Anyways, so this one, like свежа рыба. Yes, that one. You go inside and you find all sorts of goodness. Shrimps, oysters, fish. That was the very first. No, very second place. All right, I admit, very second place, where I tested the frog legs with garlic sauce. They were fantastic, absolutely. And you can also ask for some kind of assortee, assorted, you know, assorted set, and they will bring you something like that, for example. All right, like there's shrimps, fish, anchovies, octopuses, and everything else. Oh my god, that's just
This is
so
so nice. Yeah, this is
yeah.
so cool. But last time I tried, no, not last time, but the first time actually, I tried this frog legs. Okay, like it's gonna be a two-part story. I'm sorry. Yeah, like first time I tried like frog legs were like deep in the forest when I was young. Okay, at school we used to go to the deeps to the woods to organize so-called the games. Okay, this is like a Tolkienist clubs and all these
Ah,
role playing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And in Rostov region you can get some frogs, and that, for us it was like a pure entertainment, of course. But that worked. The years later when I was in Doha, me and my Iranian friend, yes, I also have Iranian friends, we went to they positioned it like being the second most expensive restaurant in Doha. So of course we went there. It's called Fish Bazaar, and like there they serve like a very very simple food, but their specialty, like the fishka, is that it's alive, and that's looks like in a way that you just showed. Yeah, like you have the huge display with the tanks and the live seafood. Um, and when you show them, like, I want this and this, they just grill it to an extra. Actually, they would cook it in the way you tell them, either boil it or bake it or grill it. Yeah, like just the way you like it. And that's it basically. There's no alcohol there. It's Doha, and they just serve it with the different sauces and fresh greenery, and that's it. And that's what I paid $800 for.
holy fuck.
Seriously. Yes, we went there. We left there like each around 2,000 vials, which equivalent to $800. We were prepared for that, but in a way, yeah. And again, no alcohol.
2012, I remember I went to Moscow. We had like a communications conference there. Literally, I didn't learn anything new, absolutely. There were representatives from like Sberbank, Одноклассники, ВКонтакте, all that shit. Didn't learn anything, seriously. But the tea in my hotel, the tea was something like $20
Yeah.
in Moscow, 2012. Fuck my life. Seriously, oh my god. Hard to even recall those memories. That's fucked up. So what else do we have there in the comments? Speaking of oysters, by the way, I tried them, and I belong to that category of people who usually don't eat stuff with lemon. I tried to understand this, but I couldn't, unfortunately. So I tried oysters as they are without lemon. I had the feeling as if I licked a pear in Kiev. And then I tried it with lemon. It tasted a bit better, all right, because I couldn't feel the taste, but not a fan actually. Unfortunately, my friends, I'm not a fan of oysters. I prefer like sushi. Yeah, and the frog legs. The first time I tried the frog legs, you know where? It was 2010, Crimea in Yevpatoria. It was so good. Oh my god! It was like summer. I was there not on a vacation. I was working there back then in the United States Agency for International Development, and we went to some of the cities. We had a conference there, and then we went to a restaurant in the evening, and it was so good. Like warm evening, the frog legs, garlic, plenty of beer, and it was so good. It was like in the mountains, like this tiny place, hotel, and like open air little restaurant in the mountains. It was so nice. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, frog
On this
legs.
places, okay, on this is places which serve fresh seafood. I've been when I was in India. Okay, we were traveling around the coast to Pondicherry and all these different places, and we ended up at some village. It is a village, but it has a world-known restaurant. It's a small place, but it's a fishka is that it's located on the very edge. It's like a first line, okay, closer to the ocean, and you can and basically the tea is very very basic. It's very they have beer, they have different kinds of seafood, they have Indian food. It's still in India, but they can grill it as well to your taste. But you can sit at the terrace, which is like an average scale and average quality and cleanness as well. But the view is absolutely amazing. If I'm not mistaken, that was the place where they had a tsunami back in the 50s, and then they had the full temple raising out of the water on the seashore, on the ocean shore. And then there was like a visit from Sonia Gandhi, if I'm not mistaken, as well to that place. So that's that area. It comes to my mind, but I may be mistaken. And you could see these ruins, like ancient ruins, and you could see the ocean, and you could see the shore as well, and it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that amazes me is that the Indian cuisine is actually so different, all right, like wherever you go, because in some places for example, they don't consume meat at all. In other places like chicken curry is so amazing. Jason says you don't chew the oyster, swallow that thing down, which you gotta swallow. That's what she says. So tastes like chicken. Frog legs, absolutely. They have like
A little.
they have very interesting like subtle smell of reptile though, but generally with garlic sauce. I don't know, it's just so good. Augusto asks, any of you ever been to Brazil and tried to food there? Sophia, have you been to Brazil?
Oh no, I've never been to Americas, but I would absolutely love to. What we know about South American cuisine in general is that it has a lot of spiciness, a lot of pickling as well, and like that's pretty much all I know. I would absolutely love to know more.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I would definitely love to go to Brazil, 100%. Um, but my lady would probably kill me. All right. So lately I have been eating trout and other panfish I caught and froze. Trout. Oh my god, I love it, especially the trout liver. If you can find it, it's just oh my god, it's so amazing. Uh,
It's like the most controversial food actually in post-Soviet area. The
yeah,
trout's liver.
yeah,
Absolutely.
trout liver, and also trout is very tasty because you can eat it dried. You can literally throw a lot of trout on the sun and dry it and consume it with big amount of beer. You can also eat its liver and the ikra. How do you say ikra in
Caviar, caviar. It's a caviar. Red caviar, black caviar.
well, like caviar, like the very substance. How to call
Hmm.
it properly, biologically. Caviar. All right, let it
Eggs,
be
yeah, they
caviar.
call it the eggs actually, the fish eggs.
Fish eggs, yeah. Trout eggs are so good. Um, okay, what else? 2040, yeah, 2040. I was impressed myself. I could never imagine that I could even see such prices there. That was absolutely insane. Frog legs, okay. Kansas City barbecue.
Barbecue.
We gotta try it 100%. I know that there is some very, very specific sauce, some very specific barbecue sauce made specifically for beef steaks in the United States.
Tennessee. Jack Daniels or Tennessee, that's how they call it, yeah? That's what you mean. Oh, out of plums? Made out of plums.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the same here, but I failed. But I want to try it.
Tennessee. We call it Tennessee. Whenever you see something like a burger called Tennessee, okay, that might be it actually. They don't call it Jack Daniels. They used to call it like that in Fridays TGI. But in Doha, in Fridays, they call it Tennessee. So I assume this is the whole name.
Uh-huh, could be. So our friends in the chat there say that fish roe, fish eggs are
So,
called
okay.
roe. Yeah, yeah. Uh, I have 8 wings. That's for chickens. Yeah, absolutely. All right, my dear friends, I think we can wrap this one up because I believe we are all extremely fucking hungry. I will finish this jar of kapusta straight away. Yes, A1. A1, that's the sauce that I was referring to. So that one is very, very good.
Yeah.
A1. Remember that one. If you ever see it somewhere in the stores, just grab it because it's considered to be like the best steak sauce, barbecue sauce in the United States, and like everybody loves it like crazy. So we gotta be trendy. We gotta try. Okay, with that, my dear friends and family, I thank you so much for staying with us. It was an amazing stream as always because we have you there in the chat, my friends. And also, Sophia, thank you so much. Be safe, first of all, and be safe and be full. All right, that's two things that you should do today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your insights. Also, guys. Thank you for supporting Ukraine. Thank you for standing with my country, with our country, because Sophia lives in Kiev as well. And thank you so much for everything. Be safe and treat yourself with something yummy. Bye bye. We're still alive. Oh my god. Literally, Sophia decided to quit earlier. But anyways, I will just literally go and have coffee and treat myself with something tasty. It was such unexpectedly, right? I just can't have enough time with you, my dear friends. All right. I will go finally check out all the messages and everything else. Goodbye, my dear friends. See you later. Hopefully tonight. So stay tuned.